The last stop of our roadshow, yippee, home at Marina Bay Sands, and finally, in Singapore, we are seeing the light at the end of a very, very long tunnel. From September 8th, the first two-way quarantine-free travel to Germany and Brunei, vaccinated travel lanes, is as unlikely a pair as you could imagine. But then that's the story of COVID. Surprises at every twist and turn of the road. So welcome to episode 6, everyone. So we started here, and then we drove around our little island and to our various venue partners, which was Fairmont, Suntec, Resorts World, Sentosa, and here we are, full circle. So a huge thank you to our companions, our sponsors and partners. We know that a trip is as much about the people you make it with as it is about the journey. In his book, The Motorcycle Diaries, one of the best books and road movies of all time, Ernesto Che Guevara said, "I knew that when the great guiding spirit cleaves humanity into two antagonistic halves, I will be with the people." And so here we are with people finally in our audience here with me. It's real people in front of us, our first physical event this year, and a hybrid just like the one we hosted on October 1. So for those of you in this spectacular room with me, which Marina Bay Sands has put together especially for this event, we can't hug each other, but please do what you can to express your jubilation at being in this place with me. Yes, yes. But for those of us who are with us in spirit, please use the chat, say hello, comment, ask questions, take part in our polling. Let's make it a good final episode of togetherness. Because in the last 6 months, more than 1,000 of you have joined our road trip. So thank you for the company. Now let's just get a sense of sentiment from you. For those who are taking part in the poll, are you more optimistic now than you were in March 2021? To the audience in the room, are you more optimistic? Yes, we are. But let's see what the audience watching us says, and we will go to the poll results in a while. All right, for now, please join me in welcoming Maunik Thacker, Senior Vice President Marketing for Marina Bay Sands, who started the road trip with me in March when we talked about our dream road trip. Maunik, how are you?
Excellent, Siew. And so incredible to be here and have, like you said, people in the audience. It's wonderful.
I know. Have you got your passport ready?
I've always had my passport ready. It's there. It's raring to go. I'm waiting to use it.
Well, I had to dig around for my passport, and I've now dug up my vaccination papers. I got my suitcase out. I am looking forward to spending autumn in Bavaria, a road trip around the Black Forest. But remember when we started this road trip in March, right? And we talked about how we were missing travel and really missing the different seasons and the variety of travel.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't forget that. I talked about the missing the snow peaks of the Himalayas and the wonderful sandy beaches of Asia. Just look at that. Look around you. It's gorgeous. I mean, how can you not miss this stuff? And I also remember you telling me about your quest to find the northern lights in Iceland.
Well, when I look at that image behind you, forget the stars. I just want to plunge into the water and play with that sand. But, enough of reminiscing, because we are at the final stage of our road trip, and now maybe a road trip can be for real. So what's your dream road trip?
Well, for me, it's easy. It's always been and still is New Zealand. It's just such a gorgeous country. When I think of New Zealand, just look around you, I think of New Zealand, it's endless rows of fragrance of lavender. It's the fuchsia lupins. It's symmetrical mountains and just incredible fjords. I've always dreamt, Hoon, of starting up north in Auckland and then driving through, finishing up south in Christchurch. That's kind of my dream.
Maunik, I think you might have to wait a long while for that dream, because Jacinta is, not opening up anytime soon. But, I know the road trip that you mean because I have done it.
Oh, yeah.
And so I can be your navigator.
Absolutely, that'd be wonderful. But let's leave that for the distance because we have to. Tell me about your dream road trip, Hoon.
Okay, so it's going to be a cop-out. Mine is not about a place because I'm kind of greedy. So I want it to be a road trip that's about food. It's going to be about the different sensations, smells, and tastes. And what I miss most is the sound of the sizzling wok of street food in Asia. Whether it's Bangkok or Penang, anywhere, just that sizzling wok hei flavor that we miss so much.
Now you've just got me really hungry. I'm dreaming of that already. But you know what? I guess every road trip particularly is never great until there's amazing food and even better wine, which New Zealand is really famous for. In fact, I want to start that trip up in Waiheke Island where the vineyards are, and then make my way to Coromandel with these amazing beaches and volcanic rock mountains just framing this image. And then from there, drive to Mata Mata, which is the home of the hobbits from Lord of the Rings. And then a short drive away is Rotorua, which is where I'd love to go to just feel the Maori culture, the authentic Maori culture, and for the food, the hangi. It's so popular, it's so delicious. I can't wait to try that.
I mean, is there something buried underneath that?
Does it even matter what's in there? Just the flavors, the smell, you've got me at that.
I think we're just so desperate right now. But I have to say that drive through Coromandel is absolutely spectacular because the road hugs the ocean so closely that when you're driving and then you put your hand out, you can actually touch the ocean. And I remember fishing in New Zealand once, and we caught so much fish. And, when the host asked me what I wanted to do with the fish, I said, can you do a fish head curry? And they looked at me and they go, the head we throw away,
Oh, that's where we're from. Because you know what? Any great road trip, wherever you go, it's got to be all about the fresh, local food. Take, for example, right here at home in Singapore, it's got to be the incredible chicken rice and the tiger beer. That's what you want to do here.
I think we're making people really, really hungry, and I wish I could tap into that beer. Now, forgive me if I go to my second home on this road trip, and I'm going to leave you here for a while, okay?
Absolutely. You go on right ahead. And folks listening in, please remember that after this episode, you have an opportunity for submitting your 5-minute My Dream Trip story. And you'd stand a chance to win, to produce that right here at the Hybrid Broadcast Studio. This is something we will announce at the WiT Experience on October 19th and 20th. So don't forget to make your submissions.
Absolutely, I would love to win that prize. Imagine being able to create your own road trip, right? Your own story in mixed reality and beam it out from Marina Bay Sands. Okay, guys? So you got to submit your entry, My Dream Road Trip, to us, and we will pick the winner. Thank you, Maunik, for being such an excellent companion.
Absolute
and I look
pleasure,
forward to
Siew.
seeing you in New Zealand, right?
Absolutely. You're my navigator. Thank you.
Thank you, Maunik. Thank you. Okay, so now a quick recap of the road to the after-COVID future, which we have been actually mapping since March, and to kind of plot how the different travel brands are charting their paths to the future. So from the start, really, we had Airbnb. I'm just going to take you on a little road trip to the future here. So from the start, we had Airbnb, which went off with the IPO and kind of set the pace for others to follow because we're seeing a slew of travel brands now going public, right? We have TripAdvisor taking a bet on subscriptions to become the Netflix of travel. We have WeGo making a bet on Shopcash and the e-commerce boom during COVID. We have Agoda going for a deeper local play, as well as adding flights, and then Booking.com stitching the connected journey. And we have Brand Expedia going for the ultimate traveler companion. Okay, the second part of the road trip, we have Klook building a travel services platform, including car rental. And we have, let me see, we have the blending of online and offline with Get Your Guide, basically buying a physical tour operator, and Kayak doing an interesting partnership with Lifehouse Miami. We have Hopper making a big bet on fintech. And you got to say that fintech is the bet of travel for 2021. All right, then on the third stage of the journey, which we have been mapping during our roadshow, we have travel start, banking on payments. So again, fintech, banking on luxury travel, the bet that luxury travel is going to return in a big way, but different. We have e-Travel-I, really trying to make flights easier for people by becoming the global flight platform. We have AirAsia. Every day we are hearing news of them. E-Ride, food delivery. They want to become a super app logistics play. We have Yanoja going for super app as well, plus Meta platform. And we have Ixigo, which is banking on bus and rail. And we have Hyatt buying the Apple Leisure Group for $2.7 billion. So it's certainly not the full picture, but really you see some common trends emerging that will shape the online travel space, okay? So we got IPOs happening, we got subscriptions, we got one-stop platform plays, we have fintech, super app, consolidation, blurring of online with offline. So lots happening during COVID, even though there is no travel.